Good morning, YouTube. I've got someone who's trying to scam my company out of thousands of dollars, so I decided, you know what? Let's mess with them.
So are you recording all of the nefarious activities?
If you're new to the channel, my name is Dan, and this is my garage, and this is my Ferrari 458, and this channel is all about the supercar ownership experience. And one of the ways that we make money on this channel is actually not through YouTube itself, but by selling parts and services through our website, normalguysupercar.com. Here's the interesting thing about having a website that caters to people who own Ferraris is that we get a broad range of clientele who sometimes are kind of normal guys such as myself, and other times we have pretty wealthy people, and sometimes these wealthy people aren't in the same country. Obviously, a lot of our audience is international because, well, Ferrari is kind of an international brand. So when those people are trying to buy parts from us, sometimes we get unusual situations. So it's not unheard of for us to actually have a handler reach out to us. Some people don't have the time to kind of take care of their own stuff or purchasing or whatever, so they have other people kind of manage that for them. So I've had clients who have a handler reach out to me and say, hey, I need to get these parts for my guy. So they arrange that to happen. And a lot of times we also are doing custom quotes. One of the tricky parts about doing parts and services for these cars is that, well, there's a lot of hand holding. It's not always just buy this part, buy that part. Sometimes it's like, well, what about this? What about that? We do a lot of customization to kind of meet our clients' needs. So it's really common that that sort of stuff happens. So the reason we're bringing all of that up is because, well, I have someone who's trying to scam me and kind of taking advantage of the fact that we do custom orders. Here's what's going on. I get an email from this guy and he says basically, hey, I want to buy 50 of your E50 fire extinguishers, which, okay, that's kind of a bit unusual. Not too many people need 50 fire extinguishers. I've had people order like 6 and 10 of them because they want one in like all of their cars and in multiple places in their house or whatever, but that's different. And also they want them shipped to New Zealand, which, okay, we've shipped stuff to New Zealand before. This wouldn't be the first time. And again, it's a situation where he says basically he's got a client that he's shipping them for. So they are an intermediary shipping company that arranges things for people. Now, like I said, this all so far is not unusual. The only thing that was a bit unusual was the quantity of the product. That in itself is a little bit unusual, but I've had multiple companies and multiple people reach out and arrange shipping for their clients. So again, that's not really a red flag. Now, there was one other red flag, which is the grammar in the email is pretty bad, and it looks like the grammar that you typically see in one of those like Nigerian royalty scams.
We shall be shipping gold to you. You will earn 10% of any gold you distribute. So I knew I was dealing with a professional.
Greetings, hope you are fine. Well, I am in the market to purchase fire extinguisher mounts, not fire extinguishers, which is interesting. And through my search, came across your address. Kindly let me know the models you have or a link to the ones you have in stock. Also want to know whether you consider credit card as an option for payment. Right soon. Best regards, Bill Reeder Equipment Company in Glendale, California, blah, blah, blah. So I let him know that yes, you can take credit cards, and I sent him a link to our fire extinguishers. He says, hello, thanks for writing back. I want to purchase 50 quantities of SKU E100, which costs $119.95. So provide me with the estimate without including shipping fee, as I will recommend a shipping company for pickup and delivery to New Zealand, my client. Interesting already, he's saying initially that he was interested, and now he's saying my client. So it's already, the story's changing. My payment term is credit card. Is that acceptable? Right soon to proceed further. So far, all of these shipping companies I've worked with for these third-party situations have proper grammar and good English, and especially because they're usually based in the US, and this guy is claiming to be based in the US. So if you're dealing with high-end clientele, they kind of have a higher caliber, you know, expectation as far as like ability to communicate. All right, so I give him a quote. I wasn't paying a whole lot of attention at this point because it was just kind of like, whatever, okay. Thank you for getting back to me with the estimate. Below is the delivery address to contact the shipping company. Include the pickup location, total weight and dimension of the item as and request for shipping cost. Gives me some delivery address in New Zealand, which is probably some BS. I actually did Google search the address. It is a real place. It looks like it's actually like a grocery store though. So that was kind of interesting. The shipping company's information: Prime Line Freight, contact name Dominic Hall, and then some email. You can send me a copy when you contact them after you have all the cost on the order. Provide me with the invoice/quote so I can proceed payment with my credit card. Write soon to proceed further. So at this point, I actually emailed the shipping company because I'm a little bit suspicious, but I'm kind of like, I think it's a fraud. And at that time, I kind of Googled all the addresses and whatever, and was like pretty much convinced this was a fraud because it just didn't sound right and everything didn't quite add up. And here's the big thing for me was that they wanted me to contact the shipping company. So that has never happened. Like when these wealthy clients have a handler arranging shipping for them or some sort of transportation service, not once do I ever contact the shipping company. They take care of all of that. We simply send it to the location. They say, hey, ship it to this location and we will handle the rest of it. So that right there, the fact that he wants me to reach out to the shipping company, I was like, something's not right. Like, that's not how we do this. I emailed the shipping company and say, I have a client looking to arrange shipping of some products from the USA to New Zealand. I can have the products shipped to your location or arrange pickup at my location. I'm in Austin, Texas. They come back to me and it's, like it's all formatted as if it was like a real thing. Thank you for your interest in shipping Primeline Freight. They say pickup location, Normal Guy Supercar, and then they give my address. I never gave them an address. They used my business address. There is no shipping company on earth that's gonna make an assumption about a pickup location because that is a huge liability and a waste of their time if they're wrong. They would always say, is this the right address, or provide us the address. They would not go to my website, find the address and be like, oh, here's the address. I didn't give them the address. They looked it up. So right there, I was like, okay, there's no way in hell this is real. And then finally, you get to the shipping costs. $2,880.
What?
Seriously, they want $2,880 to ship one box this big to New Zealand. They're out of their mind. So of course at this point, I'm like, this is the biggest load of crap ever. Shipping via like UPS or FedEx or DHL or even US Postal Service is gonna be maybe $200, maybe. It's like, oh, that includes all the tariffs and customs and blah, blah, blah. That's funny because normally tariffs and import duties and all those things are not the shipper's responsibility. They are the person receiving it responsibility. So like when we get stuff shipped internationally to us, we pay the import fees. When we ship something international to someone else, they pay the import fees. Same thing for our clients. If we have a client and we drop ship something from another country, the client pays the import duties. It is not the responsibility of the shipper. Now here's where it gets funny. Product is very secured in our custody and well protected until aim of delivery is excellently completed. It takes approximately 2 to 3 business working days from delivery for the day of pickup. I mean, again, grammar is just atrocious here. NB, we accept wire transfer as payment method. Oh, really? At this point, I let the person know that they wanted $2,880 for shipping, and they're like, they didn't even blink an eye, like, go ahead, and then give me a total, and can you provide a name and number to call? They want to run their credit card over the phone. They don't want to run it through my website. So I give them my business phone number, which goes directly to voicemail. We don't take business calls directly. I give them the total, and then just to kind of throw a wrinkle in there, I go, because this is an international order, I would require the money to be wired. Sorry, we can't accept credit cards. So he says, I can only pay with my credit card. Let me know if this is acceptable. So I'm like, all right, fine. At this point, I'm just messing with it, right? Okay, I'll need your full billing address and phone number. He sends me a billing address and a phone number of 831-420-8893. And then he says, I tried to call my number, but no response. I called him back, and here's that video. Let's call Bill Reeder in Glendale, California, supposedly. And let's see how terrible his English is.
The Magic Jack customer you have called is unavailable to take your call. Please leave a message after the tone.
Magic Jack. That's funny. So obviously, as soon as I didn't get any answer from him, I decided, well, let's just call the freight company. So here's that. Let's try calling the Primeline Shipping Company, supposedly. Supposedly Missoula, even though they have a Colorado Springs 719 area code. What are the odds?
I'm currently unable to take your call. Please leave your name, phone number, and a brief message, and I will contact you as soon as possible.
So much for that. That was a bust. All right, so obviously, like, they're like call forwarding services, total BS. I let him know, hey, I returned your call, but it went to voicemail. And then he's like, I was waiting for the invoice so I can provide my credit card. Can you do that so we can proceed further? At this point, they're clearly getting desperate. And of note, they're supposed to be based in California, and they're sending me emails at like 5:40 in the morning and stuff. So like, you know, what business is operating at 5 a.m., which would be 3 a.m. California time? Yeah, it's all clearly like they're in Nigeria or some shit. The shipping company gets back to me and sends me another email. Due to the outbreak of this pandemic, we are on tight schedule on shipment. Since yours is an international shipment, it will take more time to start preparation of paperwork and documentation. We accept payment in advance. To enable lock-in, the quote in our system till we get notification from shipper to schedule pickup. Amazing grammar. I will like you to know that the shipment paperwork has been started and is almost complete, as we're waiting for the PUCC, pickup confirmation code, from the head office. This is generated automatically from the head office. You can pay by bank transfer to the below account information. Wells Fargo Bank, 205-68-19119, routing number 121-000-248. So if any of you happen to work at Wells Fargo and would like to do the world a favor, feel free to like take and shut down that bank account. They give me some random bank in, it's 608 East High Street, Carlisle, PA 17013. So I actually Googled that and called that bank, and just to try and verify that this is an actual account.
Thanks for choosing Wells Fargo. This is Danielle. Can I help you?
Hi Danielle, my name is Daniel. I have a company that wants me to send them a wire, and I wanted to verify their information before sending a wire, and they supposedly use your branch as their bank account. So I was wondering if I could verify some information with you.
I can't really verify any information over the phone.
I just kind of wanted to verify that their account number matches the name of the account.
Okay. Yeah, unfortunately, I can't give you that information.
And then they did say I could try calling like their customer service and see if they could verify it there, but at this point I was like, I don't want to spend that much time on it. And they sent me like a, fake invoice. So at least there's, at least the scammers are taking the effort to actually draft up an invoice to make it look real. So then finally I was like, all right, let's send this dude an invoice, like an actual invoice. And I decided, you know what, if I'm going to send him an invoice, let's fuck with him a little bit, because I want to see if they actually are paying attention. On my invoice, I noted the $2,880 shipping charge. I also now didn't discount the E100s at all, so I charged full price, so $5,997.50. And then just because I'm kind of juvenile, I added a handling fee for $69. Nice.
Nice.
What?
Then I added a state customs and management 10% tax. That's SCAM, in case you're wondering. And then I added a financial reward acquired under deception fee for 15%, which is $900. That's FRAUD for anyone paying attention. Basically making it so my original quote was like $5,000 some odd dollars, and now it's up to $10,000, almost $11,000. Normally if you get a quote and then the invoice doubles, you're gonna be like, hey, what the hell is going on? I sent the invoice, and within 2 minutes he responded. He says, got it, but I would prefer to provide my credit card details so that you can go ahead and process the payment on your end. And I said, okay, send me the credit card info. Thanks for the email response back in regards to payment of $10,940.66 on the order plus shipping, which it's not plus shipping. Below is my Visa card account information below. I would like you to process the full charge and send back the confirmation. So he actually gave me a credit card number, which this I'm not gonna give you because it may be a stolen credit card. So my guess is there's some poor guy out there whose name is actually Bill Reeder, and this is his actual credit card company. And funny enough, they now have a different address. So they have a different billing address for this poor Bill Reeder guy. So what I'm gonna do is I'm actually gonna Google if this Bill Reeder guy exists. Maybe I can get a hold of him somehow and see if this is his credit card information and let him know that his card has been stolen. So that's kind of where we're at. They didn't blink at all about any of the fraud tax or the scam tax. They didn't even notice it. So my assumption is the way that this works is they want me to pay this shipping company a wire transfer up front. So I'm out $2,880. They just pocket that money, and then I try and run this credit card, and either it's a stolen credit card or it's a fake credit card, or worst case scenario for me as a business is it's a real credit card, it goes through, and then they do a chargeback. So either way, I'm out that money. I don't know if they're actually trying to get the product. I don't know. So that part of it, I'm a little bit unsure of, if they're actually wanting to like somehow have me take care of that, but I don't think so. So I was trying to think of other ways that we can kind of with this person and make their life hell. And I really wanted to see if there's some way we can like get them busted, but my assumption is that they're not even in the United States, so even if I contact the FBI or something like that, there's nothing they can do about it. The fascinating thing though is, again, they have a Wells Fargo bank account, which I'm going to assume is actually a real bank account because that's where they're actually taking their money. That would be my best chance, is somehow if Wells Fargo could shut down that bank account and realize it's fraud. That would be awesome. If any of you guys have any ideas of how to mess with this person a little bit more, or if you got some great stories about fraud attempts that have happened to you, please feel free to put them in the comments below. I love hearing this sort of stuff. And actually it's helpful because then other people can see these stories and know not to fall for it. Granted, this one was not done very well. Like, I looked up the domains and the email addresses and all that stuff, and it's all crap. It's done very poorly. I mean, you would have to be pretty dumb to fall for this stuff. If you guys want to help us out, please like, share, and subscribe, hit the notification bell, and maybe even go visit normalguysupercar.com and buy a product for real, not scam us. That'd be awesome. Use the code NGS10, hook yourself up with 10% off almost everything we sell. But that's gonna do it for now. We'll be back to doing actual car stuff, but I know sometimes you guys like hearing our business stuff. Well, here you go. Part of the joys of being a small business owner is dealing with a fraud attempt. You guys are amazing. You know we got a lot more cool car stuff coming your way, so you're gonna wanna stay tuned. It's gonna be sweet.